I'm going to be doing a tutorial. This is my first tutorial on how to do a muzzle flash and Final Cut Pro X. And I know a lot of us from class, if you're in Specs Howard, we're using Final Cut Pro 7. You can do the same thing in Final Cut Pro 7, but it's a lot easier to do it in this program. And I don't know if a lot of you know, but actually Apple isn't making Final Cut Pro 7 anymore. So after we graduate, we will not be able to even use Final Cut 7 unless they let us keep it on our laptops if we buy our laptops. So most of you are probably going to want to buy Final Cut Pro X or Premiere Pro after. Premiere Pro is more like Final Cut Pro 7. Final Cut Pro X is more like the new revolutionary product that I think is going to be what most editors are going to be like in the next few years. I like it a lot better, and I have both programs. But anyways, I'll get right into it. I have some footage of, I filmed myself here, so if, you know, it's kind of tough to film yourself, but I got it somewhat in focus. But I added in, I already have, this is the main clip I'm going to use. I'll go ahead and play it. Just me coming down and firing the gun. Okay, and the footage, when I shoot always in a flat image. Like when you're making movie type stuff, you want to do that so you can do better color correction. So basically I shot in a real flat image with, there's very low contrast. Colors are really flat, they don't stand out a lot, and the picture actually is a little bit like, not blurry, but it's not as sharp as it could be. And this is what it looks like after I did color correction and sharpened up the picture a little bit. I'll go over that really quick right now. This is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. So color correction is 10 times easier on this than it is on Final Cut Pro 7. Final Cut Pro 7 has a separate program called Color, which we don't have on our laptops for some reason. But this has colors basically built into this program. Like they have all the programs from Final Cut Studio built into this one program, which is why I think this program is awesome. So yeah, most people who do color correction, you're going to want to look at, for setting your exposure, the Luma scale here. Actually, I'm too low there. So you want to go to exposure, and you want to keep everything between 0 and 100. That's like the legal broadcast. You can go lower. Like right now, that picture is lower and it looks good to me. But if you're broadcasting something on TV or whatever, or you want to put something on a Blu-ray, you probably want it to be above 0 or right at 0. So I'm actually going to raise that back up. That got lowered. Oh, shoot. We'll raise it right to the line. And then the highlights are a little high too. That got changed around when I changed my color. The color, I gave it like a bluish tint to give it more of a dramatic feel. See, as I change the color, I'm changing the exposure. That's why that changed before. But if I wanted to, I could bring it over here and I could give it like more of a warm feel. It's real easy. This is like really powerful, really quick, instant like feedback. There's no rendering or anything like that like there is in any other Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro or whatever. You always have to render stuff. This just does it like I can do extreme stuff like automatically really fast. So I'm going to stick with something like this just to give it kind of more of a dramatic feel. Final Cut also has a lot of these presets. Let's see here. I have sharpen on. I don't want to get too much into this, but there's tons of presets for, see, there's like bad TV. I have a couple that I actually bought, or not bought, but there's a lot of free ones for the program where people make them themselves. There's all this like really sweet stuff on here that is like built in. Like that one looks pretty sweet. It kind of has like a dramatic movie feel. Some of these here, these can all be adjusted too once you add them. These are some of the ones I actually bought some too. I bought some crazy I'll show you this. This is like one of my favorite things I bought. These light leaks. They just had cool flares for doing music videos and stuff. They're awesome. I have 150 of these. It was like $30, and there's like lens flares and a bunch of cool stuff on here. So yeah, I have this program like stocked up with a lot of badass stuff. These can all be adjusted and turned down if it's too bright, but we're gonna leave it how it is for now. So let's get rid of this. Now we got the full picture. So when you're doing a muzzle flash, what you want to do is you want to find the exact spot where you shoot the gun. Okay, so we're gonna go and right there. Okay, right there is where the flash is gonna be. Now you want to zoom in as much as you can here. We'll do it this way. That was too much. Okay, so here, these are actual frames right here. Let me get back to there. That's a frame, that's a frame, that's how much I'm zoomed in. I can actually see each individual frame here. On a muzzle flash, you're only gonna, the flash only happens for one frame, usually. Sometimes you can do two if you want it to be like really dramatic, but we're only gonna do one. So I just hit B for the blade tool, which is the same tool, same exact key, whatever you want to call it. Same button you press to blade something in Final Cut 7. So I bladed out that one frame only. And I'll tell you why I did that later, but then I'm gonna hit A and go back to the arrow. And we're gonna hit Shift. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit Command C, copy that, and Command V, and it just made a exact duplicate of the one. So I have two of these now. Okay, so I'm gonna basically a muzzle flash, because it's only a second long, it can just be a picture, like a JPEG that you can just go online and you'll just search muzzle flash online and you'll find like a bunch of them. But I have a pack that I purchased with some pretty sweet ones. So I have a whole bunch of these things, but we'll go to muzzle flashes, handguns. It's a side shot. These are the angles. It's a side shot here. And we'll just go with number 3. Actually, I can drag this in, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Boom, it's in there. We'll close that. And it's gigantic. So actually I'm gonna, easiest way to probably do it is hit B tool again. Oh, it didn't go. B, blade that, hit A to go back to your arrow or selection tool, delete that. So now it's there, it's huge, and it's also backwards. So we'll click on it. Let me get out of this color correction screen and go, this is the main like video screen. Okay, so it's selected, it's got the yellow around it. We're going to, well, I gotta put my thing, okay. We're gonna scale it down, probably about there. A real muzzle flash looks nothing like that, but in movies, everything is always way bigger. And we can rotate it all the way around to about there. And okay, now I can, what do we want to do here? We want to move it, if it'll let me. I don't want to crop it. We can move it this way, but it's more annoying. Here we go. Transform tool. That'll let me spin it. You want it to be just off the barrel, probably about there. Okay, so that's a good spot. It's pretty good size. It's pretty big, bigger than what it should be, but that's what they usually look like. We want to turn the opacity down a little bit, like, see what we can do here, but we want it to be a little bit somewhat see-through. Like that's too much. I don't know. It's kind of up to you what you want to do with it. It's only going to be a second, so people aren't really going to notice anyways, but I like to turn it down. Some people will do 2 muzzle flashes. They'll have like a bigger one and then a smaller one, and the bigger one will be more see-through around it. And they'll both go off at the same time, but I'm just going to do one. So we'll put it here. That looks good. So if we play the clip, boom, it's super fast. And now I'm okay. Happens really fast. Okay, now obviously when the gun goes off, we're gonna hit done here because we're done resizing and moving that. We're gonna want an audio clip of a gun, which I also have. Action Audio Pro. This is I think I paid like 20 or 30 bucks for this. It's a really good program for gun stuff. They have like every kind of gun in here. Let me close this. What's this? Pistols. I don't know which one sounds the best. Okay. That sounded good. So we're gonna use this one, Beretta number 2. It's not that big of a deal. We'll drop that onto the timeline. That's another cool thing about this program is you can just drag and drop stuff like anywhere here in this with this program. We're gonna line up. See, the sound starts there, so that's where we're gonna line it. We can actually trim this if we want to there. We'll just let that go on with the echo and all that. It's not gonna be a big deal as long as it doesn't go forever. Yeah. This has it's basically like keyframing. We can make the sound fade out at the end. You can change the way it does it. Final Cut 7 has like the same thing, but this is just easier to, you can just drag it. It's easier than actually making a keyframe. They're already there. That's really loud for some reason too. You can see my volume on the right. You don't want to go above 0, but whatever, we'll stick with that. So let's do a quick job. That looked pretty good actually. Yeah, I like that. Okay, then we can also add smoke if we want to, which I guess that'll probably be my next tutorial, is we'll do smoke. Let's see how long this one's been going on for. It's going on for 13 minutes, so yeah. Next tutorial, we'll do smoke, and we'll do, obviously when this gun goes off, there's gonna be light that's going to emit onto my arms, onto this tree, and none of that's happening. And if you really want it to make if you want it to look very realistic, you're gonna want to add that stuff. So it's really easy to do with this program. So I'll show you how to do that in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.